What is up, everybody? Today we have a rare high heat unboxing for you. High heat W doesn't happen very often in general, hence the term high heat, but especially now because just not many drops are like, coveted, sought after, high resale value, sellouts. And not only did we get the adult sizes, we got a little bonus here. We hit on a kid size for future fancy pants progeny that might grace this planet. So we'll see. So let's check these out. You already know what they are from the title and thumbnail, but crazy! You saw that? Everyone see that picture going around, that post of that dude who had his stolen? And I don't know why Nike does this with certain drops. Like, I get this packaging is cheaper for them, a little less material is involved, marginally better for the environment. But like, yeah, you can peek in and basically check the type of box. So any tempted shady employee along the supply chain can check what type of box it is. Like, oh, that's the signature Travis box, and then decide to lift it. Like, I think that is ultra not great. That's not great decision making by the manufacturer, Nike, Jordan brand. Like, don't use these boxes for high heat releases. Like, I get it, they're cheaper, a little less materials, but like, it is not smart. Poor dude had his taken out of the box. It's so easy to check. It's so easy to check what type of box it is. Like, so I also bring this up because like I was like nervously waiting for my pair to arrive. I don't hit on much high heat, and the couple pairs that I have hit on have been pickup situations, raffles, like have all been pickup. The only high heat pairs that I've like actually hit on that have been delivered to me, maybe the Union Guava 4s and maybe the Amamanier 3s, their very first drop back when those were super. Like, I haven't got many shoes delivered that have been like, expensive. Obviously just a shoebox is tempting. Any shoebox is tempting for people to steal, but yeah. Anyways, I waited for my UPS driver. I'm like, yo, dude, do you do this route a lot? He's like, yeah. I seem to recognize him. Like, hey, I had pre-set aside some used shoes that I don't love as much anymore. I'm like, what size are you? He's like, size 12. I'm like, that's me too. Do you want some? Here, do you want to check these out? He probably thought it was sketch. He was like, okay. I brought him to my backyard area. I had like 5 pairs set out. And I was like, dude, I just want to thank you. I know you're just doing your job, but I hear hear horror stories. Do you want any of these? And I showed him a couple pairs. Some are beat. They're all, but they're like his size, and like, pass. He's like, no, that's all good, man. And I'm like, okay. No wonder my shoes are being delivered. He had no interest whatsoever. Again, I wasn't like offering good pairs, but it was like, free shoes. Anyways, he probably thought it was weird. So we got the Air Jordan 1 Low OG SP for special projects in medium olive, black, sail, and Muslim. They're calling these what? The reverse olives, I think. I think that's what they're calling them. I don't know. There's so many of these now, and they're all similar colorways. And interestingly enough, these aren't like sized like women's. This is like a true men's release. I don't know what seems so arbitrary when they do that. Switch from a women's release to a men's release, the sizing. So I just know these don't go down as low of size as some of the past releases has. But here's your signature kind of Cactus Jack box. No Cactus Jack branding on the outside of the box, but it is his like colorways, those earth tones colorways. All right, let's unveil these here. Please, before you click away once you see these, please make sure you like, subscribe, do all the things. It's a free subscription, the only free subscription out there anymore, and I'd greatly appreciate it. We're almost up to 4,000 subscribers, so that's pretty good. 3.5, 4 years of YouTube, and that's 1,000 subscribers per year, so we're slowly doing it. If anyone needs like to legit check stuff, here's the inside of the box. Here's what the inside of the box comes from. I did hit on these, like I kind of skipped over that. I got a W off sneakers. This was a sneakers draw win. I'm trying to think of any pair. Usually the draws go to, higher heat releases, quick strikes. I can't really think. I feel like I've won one draw before. I think it was maybe a Dornbecker, the Vomero Dornbeckers a couple years ago. I have never, ever hit on a high heat draw pair that I can think of. Maybe the Kobe Girl Dads were the last ones, and those aren't high heat, but that's the only draw. There's been like only 2 draws I've ever hit on since 2017. And then finally I hit on. I've never hit on off-whites. I've never hit on anything that is draw oriented. I've got some high heat off like first come first serve. I got lucky. Cactus Plant Flea Market Vapor Maxes back in the day. The Veneers, the first drop around in 2021 when dunks were super hot. I got some. I've got some first come first serve or some exclusive access drops, shock drops. I've been lucky enough, but an actual draw on sneakers for a hyped pair. I think this is like my 3rd ever and definitely first Travis Scott. So super hyped about that. Finally, it took forever. You know, we're in 2024 here, and I've been, I've signed up for now at this point 1,000 probably. Okay, that's an exaggeration. All right, here we go. Ooh, this is pretty sweet. You know, it's a shame this is like what is like 6th or whatever this is, the 5th, 6th Air Jordan 1 low, because it's lost a little luster. I gotta admit, the excitement's a little. I'm super hyped. I got a retail W on sneakers. Super hyped. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to make you mad at me, but I'm just saying we've seen this shoe. This isn't like the first, second, or third release, but I'm super stoked. I actually hit on the first Air Jordan 1 highs on Undefeated here in Los Angeles, the Santa Monica store. Went there, waited in line, picked up my pair, immediately sold them to the guy behind me. We went to an ATM. He paid me like $750. Kind of regret it, but at the time I was so paranoid. Like I was like, cash in hand, is better. I was like, yeah, these could go up, but I was paranoid about like, I don't know, this guy could get canceled. And then unfortunately the tragic concert thing happened a couple years later. But yeah, I hit on those, but that was through Undefeated, and that was a local draw. Have not hit on a pair of Travis Scott's since, really. Man, these are nice. So these are very similar to what I got on now. I did not hit on these. I paid resale on eBay for these. Check out the unboxing. I'll get into that story in a minute. I want to talk about these more. If you're sticking with me, I appreciate it. I know I'm yapping a lot, but that's, what else am I going to do? What else am I going to do? As you saw, you got the signature pink paper that's usually in his Jordan releases. And then here we go. We got 2 extra laces. This is what I love about these releases. These more premium releases, the extra laces come with. His shoes always have these wax flat laces, which I like. Comes stock with the white ones in there, the cream ones. I like that. That's fine. I'm always a fan of contrasting laces to the tongue. These white ones will be super clean. That being said, love me the pink laces. I think I'm going to go with those. As you can see on these, I went with the red laces. With these ones, I'm 100% to go with the pink laces. Black would be fire too. You can't go wrong, but my personal preference is pink. Let me know in the comments which laces you would go with or you are going with. But yeah, for me, it is the pink boys. I will be lacing those up. So with these is pretty standard if you've seen a Travis Scott before. Upgraded material slightly. All this like leather seems nicer than your average Air Jordan 1 release. Usually the Air Jordan 1 lows are they're decent quality, and the highs are okay quality. They're usually not bad quality, but this seems like thicker, softer leather than usual by a millimeter. The suede's super nice on top, or what is this, more like nubuck? It's kind of a cross. It's a really short hair suede. You got your tumbled leather swoosh, big reverse swoosh, the signature big reverse swoosh. Embroidered red Air Jordan Wings logo on the back. Nice little pop of color. It's not a stamp, it's not a press, it's not embossed. I like the little red accents. Just like, this is a great shoe. I like all of these in general, but when the first, what was it, the brown ones, the mocha ones came out, those Like I wanted those so bad, so bad. Then these like debuted, and it's like similar color blocking, not quite the same colors, of course, but like this was like really dope. I like generally white shoes, like the mid panel toe box, earth tones hits. You can't go wrong. Still like this. I just like slight preference to the Mocha one, slight preference. And then these I would say were second, and then these third. Again, that doesn't mean I dislike them. It's just like, if I had my choice, what would I pick? So that's the ordering. Really nice, yeah. This olive color Stope. Here's the insole. Travis Scott on the insole of that one. This one has the Jumpman logo on the left side of foot. Got the Cactus Jack patch off to the side here, similar to again the other ones. But here's the outsole, olive green to match. Yeah, it matches that. Whereas these, here, let's take these off. These, they're not black on the bottom. They did with the olive green on the swoosh and the bottom. And here the swoosh isn't tumbled leather. So they did some slight differences from these, but overall very similar, of course. Similar color palette, very similar color blocking. These are really dope. I will say, I regret getting these now, like doubly, just because I hit on these. These, at the time these dropped, the Air Force One Tiffany's also dropped. I got those. I was lucky enough to come up on those for retail, the Tiffany Air Force Ones from Dover Street Market. Went down, picked them up, and I sold them, and I got these. Now, before you all like light me up, if you remember, not a lot of people like those. And I am not one to be influenced by the crowd, but I'm not a huge Air Force One fan. If you've watched my videos, you know that. I do have some. I do like a few. But in general, Air Force Ones aren't my shoe. It's not my thing. And yeah, I was just like, when am I going to wear these? Like, I like them, but like a lot of people don't like them. Am I corny for keeping them when I'm not even an Air Force One fan? Like, as soon as I wear them, they were such an expensive retail shoe. As soon as you wear them, like the value goes down. So I sold them sub $1,000, sub 1K for sure. Because at the time they weren't that pricey. And then I used that money to get these. Now I regret selling them for a couple reasons. It's a little bit because they went up, but it's just such a unique shoe. It's expensive, kind of rare shoe. They're not going to do it again probably, at least for a while. I don't know that part, because it was met with a little trepidation, that collab. I don't think they're going to rush to do another one with Tiffany soon just because it was met with so much like hesitance. That was such a weird release because so many people were bagging on that shoe, yet the retail has gone, the resale on it's crept up over time. I think it was such a high retail. It was such a high price point, MSRP, right? Also the tag, what is that? The Dubray. The tag at the bottom wasn't the Tiffany silver. That was an add-on. There's a couple things here and there. The CEO's kid was wearing them and flexing them and was a little corny. I think if you take those things away, it might have been met with the public might have met it better, but I think it's such a weird case where the people who wanted them could afford that high price point and they still wanted them and coveted them and got them afterwards. The people who were bagging on them, they never wanted them, aren't seeking to get them. It was just it was such a weird, life of a shoe, those Tiffany Air Force Ones. So like, I regret selling them to get these, but like, it's mainly just because I hit on these now, and they're very similar shoe, if not, and I like these even slightly better. It's not so much that those Air Force Ones went up. If they would have stayed the same value of like 700 to 800 to 900, 600, like I still would have regretted it a little, just because that's a unique shoe to have in the collection, right? And I hit on it for retail. I don't know. Let me know your opinion. I know. Hindsight, folks, 2020. You don't know what the market's going to happen. At the time, I was fine with my decision. I liked these way better, was going to wear these way more, had wanted these for a pair of Travis Scott Air Jordan 1 lows forever. Remember, at this point, this was the fourth release, and there was rumors that this was going to be the last one. The Elkins, the Canary one hadn't dropped. You know, that was recent. There was rumors this was going to be the last one. That also pushed me to really want these, because you know, the other ones were so expensive. The Phantoms, even which I didn't want, the mocha ones, the reverse mochas. So that was the rationale behind a lot of that. And yeah, now of course I wish I would have had those Tiffany's, but like I'm thinking about it even now, like when would I wear those? It would be very rare occasions that I would wear those Tiffany Air Force Ones, and then they go down in value. I did not hate on them as much as other people, and I'm not even I was not even an Air Force One fan, and I was not hating on them at all as much. Just, wanted these, and yeah, the rest is history. Anyways, that was a long story. I really appreciate it if you're still watching. That was a long story about. I don't know if you cared about that story. But I do like these. Now, what's interesting about these is the price is like holding on these. So like the Elkins ones, the Canary ones, I like those. I'm a flashy guy, hence the channel name Fancy Pants. I like the Canary ones. I was actually thinking about selling some shoes and getting those, since they were like, the resale on those is, reasonable. It's like $400 to $500. These are much more wearable. I think people like these overall better, less flashy, not yellow shoes. These are sitting at like $500 and more, especially with taxes and fees. I do think they will come down. Now, I will say they keep doing so many of these. These sell so well for them. I think they did 150,000. Maybe that's why I got the W on sneakers finally. If you haven't hit on a pair of Travis Scott Jordan 1 lows, and you're like me, you've wanted a pair for retail, you've wanted a pair, I'd keep holding out. I'd be hesitant to spend resale prices. Unless you're going to do like me, sell a big shoe, trade them in. The Elkins is if you like that canary yellow, that's probably the cheapest one, and you like it, maybe do that one. This has actually kind of gone up recently, which I'm surprised. There's so much product. There's so much supply of Travis Scott Air Jordan 1 lows. Like, I was really regretting that, essentially a trade of the Tiffany Air Forces for these, because these kept going down in price. Like, in fact, they went below what I bought them at. But now I just looked these up before the video, and these have actually gone up a little. So nowhere near what Tiffany Air Force One is, but like these actually went up. So kind of surprises me, especially with these dropping and so many of these out there. Anyways, my point is, if you like Travis Scott Air Jordan 1 lows, stay the course, do all the raffles, do the EQL raffles, will raise your chances, keep doing sneakers. They're going to release bigger and bigger numbers, or at least around the same numbers. If you can't wait, I would go for the lower priced ones like these, or the Canaries. Trade in some shoes, sell some shoes, and go for the lower priced ones if you can't wait. But if you like me, by the 6th release, I eventually got these, I think. But for you, eventually, by the 7th, 8th release, hopefully you get one. I just don't, because there's so much supply and these are getting watered down, I just don't think it's really worth it paying $800 to $1,000 for these, Easy for me to say, I know I got a pair for retail, but that's what I'm saying. I think you can, I think the odds, if you keep trying, are with you. And again, if you're impatient, just go for the cheaper ones. Trade in some shoes and get either the Canary ones or these, is my thought. Or get them like, used. Worn once, worn twice, lightly used, you'll get a way better deal. Sizing, go true to size is my advice. I would go true to size. At my size, I can always go half size up and it's fine. If I go half size down in Jordan 1 lows, usually they still fit. They're just a little tight. They take some breaking in time. So for Jordan 1 lows, at least on me, at this size, I really you can swing a size, half size up or down for me. So therefore, I just go true to size. That's my advice to you guys. Oh yeah, on the left shoe, of course, you have the Cactus Jack, smiley face, and you got that light printing on the inside of the shoe as well, of his logo. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Here's the insole on this one. Do you like these? Really quick, I'll give you my order. I hate how like everything is ranking. Everything is this versus that comparison. I really hate that. That's like our culture, and that's what we gravitate towards too as content. But if you're curious about like my ranking, I guess I would rate the reverse mochas first, then these second, then these third, then I really do like the canaries, but I'll give it the first ones. The brown ones next as fourth, then the canaries, then the phantoms last. I'm just not a huge all black shoe fan. That being said, I like them all. I give them all in the 9s, 9 out of 10. The phantoms, they drop down to an 8. The reverse mochas, that's probably a 10 or a 9.75. This is a great shoe. Again, if there weren't so many of these and they weren't all so similar, like this, I would like hands down easy give this a 9.5 probably. But like I'm looking at it through the lens of like this is the 6th one or whatever it is. So it's tough to give it an automatic 9.5. I really like the shoe, so definitely a 9. Let's give these a 9.35. 9.35 out of 10. 9.35 out of 10. If there weren't so many of these and they weren't all so similar, this would be easy 9.5, maybe even higher. Just the fact, though, that this is basically a rework of this one and the reverse mocha one, it just waters it down a little. So it's been done before, essentially. Love this shoe overall. I mean, this is just, could wear these all day. Wear these all day. In fact, you know, since I have worn these a handful of times, these I'll just throw on more and more. These I'll throw on more and more until they become beaters. These I'll probably keep on ice for a little bit. Once these become beaters, I'll bring these out for nice occasions. So that's my plan for them. These go hard with the pink Supreme socks, pink laces. That's what I'll be doing. Well, I just like the color, the color matching. Maybe it's a little hype beastie, but I don't care. I don't give a fuck. All right, thanks for watching, y'all. Let me know in the comments what you think about these. And have you hit on a pair of Travis Scott Jordans for retail yet? Let me know. 150,000 of these. I hope some of you got lucky like me. And if you still want a pair, what's your plan? What do you think of my plan? What's your plan? Are you going to just keep waiting to hit on retail, or are you going to trade in some stuff and buy these? All right, peace.